And so I want you to think about what your alternative is. And, you know, you don't know, there might be a Betty situation in your future. I hope not, but you never know. You never know. And I don't want you to have any regrets. And there's this thing called your starter kit and this amazing Mary Kay opportunity that can give you so many choices beyond your wildest, wildest dreams. So what motivates you? All right. Let's see. The other thing I want to talk about is assumptions. Assumptions are very dangerous in Mary Kay. So let me tell you what I mean. Probably one of my biggest ahas in Mary Kay ever was that National Sales Director Thea Elvin, she had had a director's meeting, and I was a brand new sales director. And this was a time in Mary Kay where there wasn't a lot of women in their 20s. I was kind of the minority at the time. And so it was me and a bunch of women probably over the age of 35, and I was 21. And there's probably over 100 women in this room. And Thea was doing like a Q&A. And I stood up and I said, Thea, you know, my name is Carta, and I'm really excited to be a brand new sales director. And Thea, I really want to recruit women that are older than me. I just feel like, you know, no one takes me seriously because I'm only 21, and I just can't recruit anyone that's older than 21. And so she looked at me, and if you know Thea, she's kind of like the Stacey James, like when her mouth opens, you just know God is going to like speak, and like a light is going to shine down. And like, oh, you know, that's kind of how she rolls.
True.
And so I'm like waiting for this profound answer with my notebook in hand, and she looked at me and she said, I'm really sorry you think that. Next question, please. I mean, you can imagine my jaw dropped. I was like mortified. She came back and she said, Leah, I'm trying to prove a point to you. You're telling yourself that story. And that was one of the biggest ahas I've ever had in my business. Because as women, you guys, I'm here to tell you the brutal truth. We are so horrible to ourselves and the things that we tell ourselves and the lies that we tell ourselves. And so what assumptions have you made about this business? You know, maybe I feel like I'm too young. Or where's Nikki Craig in the room? Maybe Nikki said, well, my mom's a national, so people, you know, don't look at me the same way. I've heard that from several national daughters. I hate to call you out, Nikki, but that's an assumption. Like, people make these assumptions. And so, you know, maybe you're saying, well, gosh, you know, in order to be a top sales director, I have to be in Mary Kay X amount of years. Or, you know, gosh, I haven't been in Mary Kay long enough to earn our pink Cadillac. Which, sidebar, we have a director in our area. Her name is Courtney Morgan. She's been in Mary Kay for 8 months. 8 months. And she just finished her triple star.
Wow.
And she just finished her qualifications for her pink Cadillac June 30th.
Wow. Woo!
Wow.
Okay? Just something to think about. So assumptions. Maybe you've said that. I haven't been in Mary Kay long enough. Or gosh, I don't know. You guys could, write down what your assumption is. Whatever the thing is that has been holding you back in your head because you've thought that. And you know what? I'm here to tell you that it's a lie. It's a lie holding you back from your dreams. And so I want you to cut it out. I want you to cut it out. Your national gave me permission to say that.
That's right.
Where's Nikki Craig? Nikki, you got to go on that trip this year. We're having a private conversation later.
Okay.
All right. Anyway. Okay, so the other thing is that great leaders, in order to become a great leaders understand value and things that they can't see. I want to tell you guys one other quick story. And Tammy, how am I doing on time?
What time is it? Keep going, my friend. We'll tell you when you've got 10 minutes.
Okay, perfect. Okay. So I want to tell you another quick story about Anna Dorr. And this is going to change your perception a lot, okay? So it was 2 seminars ago, and it was my last seminar as a sales director. And if you're newer to Mary Kay, when your unit completes, like in the top 3 of your seminar, you get to speak on stage. And so I'm in the Pearl seminar, and the Pearl seminar has some big hitters. We've got, Kim McClure, Amy Gamboyan, and they were multiple million-time, $1 million directors. So in Pearl, if you got number 3, it was really like you were number 1. You were with the greats. You were with the great, the ones that were the rock stars. And so my really good friend Leah Laughlin and I were both kind of tied for the number 3 spot. There was a $1,200 difference at the end of May for the number 3 spot. And I had just offsprung a bunch of sales directors, and so her unit was about 400, and my unit was about 80 people because I'd offsprung sales directors because we were building our national area. And my grandparents had already bought their ticket to seminar because I had told them that we would be number 3. And of course, I woke up on June 30th just knowing that it wasn't going to happen. And how was I going to break it to my grandparents? Like, I'd rather be number 11 than number 4. Like, I didn't want to be number 4. And I had a bit of a pity party. And I'll never forget I was pregnant, and I would go on walks with my husband in the morning, and if you could see like a shot of me, I'm holding my belly with my head down, just like moping. And Cody said, "What's wrong?"
Oh.
So we're not going to finish. And he said, "So basically you're quitting." And if you know my husband, when he says something like that to me, I get, "Urgh." It's like that moment where you're not sure if you should sleep on the couch that night, and you know it's right. So I said, "Oh, you're so right." And so here's what I do know, is that when everything else is failing me, when everything looks bleak and like I can't see the light at the end of the tunnel, the only thing that I know for sure is a gold medal. Like, that is like the magic pill. Your period, that's like your Midol. That is your Midol, it's a gold medal. And so I knew that was my solution, and so I went out and I went to work. And I couldn't even tell you who the other 4 people were, but my 5th recruit signed on June 18th, and her name was Anna Dorr. And she was a friend of my sister's growing up. I actually booked her at the very last minute as a model to come to one of our events. And she came, and she was 18 years old, and she fell in love with the business and just said, "I have to do this." And in 15 or less than 15 days, from the 18th to the 30th, with what Anna did and who she recruited, it generated 18,000 wholesale in production.
Whoa.
In less than 15 days from one person.
Jeez.
Now, I wish I could tell you the story was over, but it's not. So Anna decided to go to seminar because I went out on a limb and said, "I see something in you. Will you come to seminar?" And for some crazy reason, she agreed, and she went. And she went to seminar. She was so excited. I'll never forget when I said goodbye to her at the airport. I mean, her eyes were lit up. I just knew she was going to come home and do big things. And when we got home, you guys, she fell off the face of the earth. Wouldn't respond to my text messages, and I did not know what happened. I was so confused. And 2 weeks went by, 3 weeks went by, and finally Anna called me. And I picked up the phone, and she was sobbing. And I said, "What's the matter? What's going on?" And she said, "You're the first person I'm telling, but I got home from seminar and I found out that I'm pregnant." And Anna was not married. This was not a planned pregnancy. And so I said, "Okay, well, do you want me to go with you to tell your mom? Like, what do you want to do?" And I was just trying to be there for her the best that I could. And so, anyway, her why really changed, and she was going to be a single mom. And so Anna got to work. And through Q, she was actually the 20th person that we needed to finish our area. She was director number 20. And here's where it gets really cool, you guys. This is where I cry sometimes, so bear with me. So Anna had her baby boy, Grayson. And now my son is cute. We're biased, as with our own children, but her son is like the dimples, just like so tan baby. He's so cute, so cute. And he was born, and several weeks after his birth, they began to notice that something was wrong with his hearing. And they were getting several tests done for weeks. No one knew what was wrong. And so finally, I got a text message from Anna, and she texted me and said, "Hey, I'll call you in 5 minutes, but we just found out that Grayson is deaf and he cannot hear." And so, here I am with my healthy son trying to figure out what do you say to someone that just found out that their son can't hear them, can't communicate. And I was so upset and not knowing what to say. And here's where our Mary Kay is so cool. Anna called me, 19 years old, 19. And she calls me, and I pick up the phone, I say, "Hey girl," and she says, "Leah, I'm so excited right now." And I said, "Okay, tell me about that." And she said, "You see, Leah, because my commission check was so high last month, I was just able to book a private sign language tutorial for my entire family, or tutor for my family that will come in once a week and tutor my family on how to communicate with Grayson. And Leah, my co-payment on his cochlear implant will be over $8,000, but I'm not stressed about it because I figured it out, and I could save up for that in about 3 months with my Mary Kay income."
Wow.
And you guys, that was from obedience of a gold medal. And Anna actually just finished the qualifications for her very first pink Cadillac.
Woo!
Yeah. And now she's 20. She's growing up on me. But anyway, so my point is, though, is that you don't know when you might meet your Anna Dorr. And this is so much more about, I think sometimes we get selfish, and I could have easily been selfish and said, I'm not going to go for it. What's the point? It's too late. Like, I'm not going to make it. But I knew that I was called for something more, and I knew I had to be obedient. And I at least had to end the month saying, you know what, I did everything I possibly could. And some of you are in here need to realize that, I think finishing DIQ is just a piece of the puzzle. I mean, really, it's not the end. It's the beginning. And along the way, you might meet your Anna, where she really needs this for her life. And I showed her that Big had she not been in a positive environment to be a single mom of a deaf infant. I mean, you should see how she communicates with him. She learned that in Mary Kay. She didn't learn that at her waitressing job where she was going nowhere. And so who is your Anna? And are you setting up the opportunity to meet her? Okay. So that's what I mean when I say that great leaders understand that the value in things that they can't see. I didn't know that a year down the road Anna was going to be in that situation, but I saw something great in her and I went with that. So some of you need spurs. So when I had you draw that circle, what I want you to start being aware of is working from the inside out in everything that you do. So every party that you go to, stop being so robotic. Try on the cleanser, put on the microderm. You need to explore about how it's going to make people feel. Gosh, one of the things that I'll tell you is that after you use this cleanser, within days, your skin is going to feel so open and rejuvenated. You see the difference? Versus me saying, this is our cleanser. It's a cute bottle. And whatever. You have to be excited. This is our cleanser. This is why we love it. This is the that you'll see. I mean, from your sales to your sharing appointment. You know, my grandpa gave me the best advice. He said, Leah, the person that talks the least wins.
Wow.
The person that talks the least wins. And what he meant was, shut up. At my sharing appointments. Because see what happens is each of us get in the habit of service, a great tool to have. But I did that and I started asking questions. Oh, Tammy, tell me what drives. You know, where do you see yourself a year from now? If you could change something about your situation a year from now, what would it be? Okay, knowing that, Tammy, can I show you how Mary Kay might be able to be the vehicle to make that happen? And so at the end of the appointment, I had a higher signing ratio, and I get in my car, and half the time I realize that they don't even know we make 50%, and they go, because it doesn't motivate them. What motivates them is their job or whatever.
We gotta tell her that tell her,
and
Nicole,
those of
that
you
it's
that are C personalities, I love my C personalities. You're critical to our business. We need you. But at the same time, you've got to remember that sometimes.
Have Nikki pick the sound up.
Like, you have to go about how it's going to split. When it comes to tracking and stuff, details are absolutely crucial, but you've got to kind of choose where you just
tell her it's on her end. Go ahead.
Okay.
Jump in. Nicole.
It's going fine now.
Oh, it's not.
Let me talk about what you do when your why gets fuzzy. Because I know we're talking a lot about working from your purpose and your passion. Some of you might be seeing this room going, gosh, yeah, I don't even know